Well, I'm leaving the courthouse, and I got 10 hours of community service that I have to do. So I got this list here that I got to go to, and I got to get 10 hours worth of community service. So I didn't have to pay any kind of fees. I just got to do the 10 hours of community service. So that's it. Today is my first day of community service. This is the first time in 13 years I've been on a job site and actually having to be responsible and being in a work environment. The last time I worked in a work environment was January of 2012. That was when everything started. That was when my whole energy shifted, and I lost my job. I got evicted. I started living outside. My whole energy shifted. Everything happened January 2012. Everything that's led up to today. And so this is the first day I've had to actually be in a work environment. But I'll let you guys know. I'll keep you guys updated. And I'm curious to see how it's going to go, because it's been 13 years since I've actually... Well, I've been here for about an hour and a half. And as far as the work is concerned, that's not an issue. It's cool for right now. So just checking in on you guys for a minute. Back to work. Well, I got done with my community service. It's all behind me now, so I'm glad about that. And the temperature then dropped about 10 degrees since I went in the building, and now it's like freezing cold out here now. So, well, yeah, so all of my community service is done, so I can move on and put that behind me. The world is changing. Is it imperative for society to rethink the knowledge we have always thought to be true, and to be open to seeing and examining other perspectives?
Thinking that out. Could you ask me one more time?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm asking: is it imperative for society to rethink knowledge that we have always thought to be true, and exactly, and to be more open to seeing other perspectives?
100%.
Yes.
Yeah. You want to elaborate? Because I agree with that too.
Well, the opposite is being closed-minded. So, basically what you're asking is, should people be open-minded? It doesn't mean you have to accept every perspective out there, but when you are open to other perspectives, you see where another person's coming from, what story they're bringing.
Especially today,
Right.
Because a lot of change is happening, and the only way I feel we can actually adapt to all the change is to be more open-minded.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Never hurts.
Sure. What's your name?
My name is Kylo.
Oh, nice meeting you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you too. Yes, and make sure you check. Oh, you didn't want to be on?
It's okay. No, you're fine.
It's
You're
okay.
fine.
Check out my YouTube channel. It's Kylo, and it's on YouTube. And you guys will probably be on Sunday. I'll probably have this on Sunday.
No,
Okay?
that's fine. I like that you're out here doing that. That's cool.
Great. So, well, thank you guys. Is that okay? Is this okay?
I don't know. I'm not okay with it. Okay.
Okay. All right.
I don't know. I cannot put together two thoughts right now because we were just talking
I
about
can imagine.
some other things.
So this is a little bit heavy from what you were thinking about before, and so it's kind of got you off guard, right?
But I think it's amazing that you're doing this content. But I don't think I'll be an appropriate
Person for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's
I
fine.
will not provide any good content.
I love the honesty.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
Just in short, yes, I do.
You think we should be doing that nowadays,
Yes,
right?
I do.
And do you want to elaborate?
Not really.
How about on some of the stuff that we just talked about? You want to elaborate on either of any of that?
No, not really.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad you stopped, and I'm glad you did give your opinion, man. Appreciate it.
You're ready?
Yeah.
I think it's important for us to review what we've already thought is true, because things change over time. So if we're stuck how we are now, we're never going to grow from where we are now, and we need a lot of growth to help the country. So it's imperative that we start learning new things and adapting and incorporating things from other societies as well.
So you're a futurist.
Yeah.
I hear you.
I'm for growth. I don't think we should stay in one place, because we don't want to get stagnant as a country.
Because look, when we do, an example is where we've been already. Is that right? Yeah, I agree. Well, anything else you want to say?
Subscribe to his channel.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
As a society, we're stuck in this traditional sense of thinking and what we grew up with, right? But I think as we continue to grow, both culture and religion kind of interact, and so you have to think through based on your own morals that you grew up with, whether you grew up Muslim, Jewish, or non-traditional in that sense, to kind of like think about both perspectives to bring into the modern world, and I think that's what keeps the society going instead of being stuck in the past.
Well, what do you think about just rethinking religion altogether? Is that?
I mean, I think that notion has always been correct, right? Yeah, I grew up, in a home where my father was a pastor, so it's very, very traditional in the sense of like being a preacher. But as I grew up, I came to understand that both religion and Christianity itself pits people against each other, right? My Muslim brothers and Jewish brothers and or otherwise are no less than I am, right? Yes, I support different causes in which it respects human value and human rights, but I think religion sort of like creates this separation.
So is religion still relevant, do you think? I mean, in a society where people are trying to come together. Okay.
Yes, right. Based on
for moral.
Yeah, right.
Morale.
Exactly. Based on your own beliefs and morale, right? Again, like I'm from Ghana, and so like religion to us was sure. What is it? Waking up in the morning and going into the farm and praying to the earth gods, or is it praying into a god that you don't necessarily know that somebody brought you, right? So like, which one is correct? And I think either one is right, based on what you truly believe in. That helps your cause and really keeps you centered.
Great.
Yeah.
Great answer, sir. Anything else you want to add to that outside of religion, maybe? Just how we should be
graceful.
Be graceful.
I think provide grace to people. We're all going through something in our daily lives, and I think grace is what keeps us going.
There you go.
Absolutely.
That's a very touching answer. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yes, I believe that.
So do you really think that the way we think today about things can make a difference if we start to rethink the old ways?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So what are the old ways? What are some of the old things that you think that we should be learning to look at differently now?
Well, the old ways is we fight all the time, and be back friends. And now the new ways is now everybody picking up guns. It's gunplay now. And, that's a bad thing, man, in our society. I've taken a lot of our youth and teens and et cetera,
And it's taking them to a place where a dark place.
A dark place, yes.
Yeah, and so we need to rethink how we look at that stuff, right?
Exactly.
I understand what you're saying, man. Well, thank you so much. Check yourself out too, okay? You're going to be on Sunday, all right? Hi. So, how do you feel about that, perspective-wise?
Can you answer the question?
Yeah, sure. Is it imperative for society to rethink the knowledge we have always thought to be true?
Yes, I think you have to question everything. Simon Sinek says that if you want to change your life, you have to start with the question why. And I think from a philosophical perspective, you always have to ask why, then how, then what, and then how can it be evolved to not only serve one's ego, but to serve global good.
That's a very beautiful answer. I'm impressed. So how do you come up with such philosophy? Because I feel that. Is that just, what's your background?
So my background is my mom's an acclaimed neuroscientist, but I've come from a very diverse family background. So I had family who were Black liberation groups. I had families who were in Republicans. I went to Howard University, and I was a philosophy minor.
So you understand what it means to have an open mind?
I think there's a balance. I think in society, you have to know what your values are and then go from there. And you can't let other people define your values. That's one's own existentialist journey that one has to embark for oneself through experience.
Great. Anything else you want to add to that? Okay, well,
thank you. Changing.
Yeah.
Is it imperative for us to rethink the knowledge
that we
always thought was true? I think we do that on a regular basis, honestly.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think if you're open-minded, you're always listening to someone's perspective or having a new experience, which makes you rethink something that you thought was so true.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is imperative.
I think so.
Yeah, and it's a
You gotta
natural
keep
thing.
Growing. I do think it's natural. Yeah.
Yeah, and we do have to keep growing.
We do.
We
have
gotta
to
move
keep
into the
growing.
future.
You don't want to be stagnant.
No, that's not good.
And also, growth is not always this monumental thing. Sometimes it's just small things.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, good luck with you.
Thank you so much, and that was a very good answer, and I needed that perspective.
Of course.
Important. Not just today, but every day, all the time, to reconsider one's perspective. That's like assuming that one's growth has reached the final destination, and that's like never.
Yep.
You know, yeah. So I think perspective is to be re-examined continuously.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. Anything you want to add?
No. Hey, just make it a better world, and a better world we will have with good intentions and a right perspective, right motive. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, man. I appreciate
Okay.
that. I don't have you on.
You gonna be yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
I think it's imperative for sure, because at the end of the day, you got, as times change, your mind got to change as well, because you got to be able to adjust to what's going on around you. So,
You're right. So you're a futurist then, for the most part.
I mean, you got to be, if you plan to live into the future for sure. If you plan for the future, you should be a futurist mentally.
That's it, man. That's it. And sometimes people don't quite understand that, but you said that very well.
For sure.
It was put very good. I appreciate that. Anything else you want to add to that?
Read more. You need to read more. For
Okay.
sure.
There you go,
Read
man.
more and stay woke on the news.
Okay.
For sure.
All right, man. So thank you, ladies. So you do agree with that. We should be changing the way we perceive things.
Yes.
Totally. So with a changing world, is it necessary to do that? Or do you think sometimes some of the things that we're going through today is necessary to hold on to?
It depends on what occasion we're talking about.
Mhm.
Yeah, it definitely depends on what you're thinking and what you're.
Like education or religion?
Change is necessary.
Yeah.
Change is definitely necessary.
So in order for us to grow and move forward, we do have to make some changes and learn to see things differently.
Yes.
Thank you.